boy, welcome back to my channel, guys. So today we've got another AtGames product, the Bandai Namco Flashback Ass Blast. Yes, indeed. This thing's got 8 built-in games. It's the Walmart exclusive. Check those games out. What? Pac-Mania exclusive to Walmart. Hell yes. Easy to set up. Just plug that dongle, slide it right on into the HDMI port on your TV, and you are ready to go. So, what did I pay for this thing? Well, originally I had it pre-ordered on Walmart.com for in-store pickup, and my in-store pickup wasn't ready yet. But I was just kind of walking around Walmart today looking for a couple things, and hey, they had these things on the shelf. So I canceled my in-store pickup and just grabbed this one. I had the other ones pre-ordered, but I don't want this crap. Scratch and sniff action. Yeah, it smells like ass. Pretty typical. But actually, the price on Walmart.com, well, that was 20 bucks. But in stores, because these mofos are always rolling back prices, $18.88. So are these 8 games and this controller worth $18.88? Batteries not included, guys. You do need 2 AAAs for this thing. And here is the little ass blaster itself. Just pop that thing right into the TV. Actually kind of feels solid. Doesn't feel overly cheap. It does have to be powered, though. So this thing, we have some ventilation on the bottom. A little AtGames logo drilled in there so it can breathe a little bit. Plug it into the TV, plug in the USB power, and you're good to go. So that could be a problem. Wow, this controller feels cheap for sure. This feels cheaper than I originally thought. Wow, and these buttons feel like ass. I'm not even kidding. The D-pad really, oh my god. It is what it is. But here's the little cable. Plugs into the side of this thing. You do have to have it powered, like I said. And the cable's only about a foot long, which should be fine if you have a USB port on your TV. If you don't have a USB port on your TV, you're going to have to find some other kind of external power. So I don't know who this thing is for, but obviously I was interested in checking it out and letting you guys know what my feelings are on this thing. I don't want to say it's a piece of shit quite yet, but we're going to have to plug it in and find out. So let's go ahead and do just that. All right, my boys and girls, we got this thing booted up, and it is a pain in the butt to get plugged in and powered up, at least for my setup anyway. No music playing in the background of this thing, but you do get that kind of gross sound as you're going through the games. But here are the games we got. Featured, we got Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Dig Dug, Mappy, Galaxian, Galaga, Sky Kid, and Exevious. So far, from what I have noticed messing with this a little bit, is these are all pretty much just NES games. We got no arcade games on here. The other thing that I'm finding as an issue, and I have a couple really big concerns and issues before we check out some gameplay. The controller. There is a power button on it, a little on and off slider. So this little on and off slider just powers on and off the controller. If you want to power off this unit, you need to unplug it or unplug the power supply. I guess turn off your TV if you have it plugged into the power to your TV. But I know some TVs, once you power them off, the USBs are still being powered. It just depends. I have a TV that does that. I have another TV that just shuts everything down. So it just kind of seems odd. I use a switcher, an automatic switcher on one of my TVs. And if I had this plugged in and powered on, the only way I would get it to switch back to whatever HDMI source I wanted, I would have to unplug it. That's a pain in the butt. I don't understand. Why is there no power supply or shutdown through the controller? But hey, it's just limited, I guess. You get what you pay for. My other issue, this damn controller and the battery compartment. So I've been playing with this thing a little bit, and I noticed the battery door does not close all the way. The battery door, the connection for the battery, it's kind of raised up on one side and it's soldered to the board, so you cannot move it. You can't push it down or anything, and it prohibits the battery door from closing all the way. So you get these little sharp corners that my index finger, mostly on my left hand, is just scratching and scraping against that and getting poked by it. It is uncomfortable. It is crap, and I hate it, just being honest. So let's go ahead and check out some games. We got all that crap out of the way. But like I said, These are essentially just NES games. Every time you load them up, you get that same copyright screen that covers everything. Immediately, just with this loading screen, I see screen tearing. If you want to play 2 players with this thing, I guess you got to buy an additional controller. There is some information on that. I don't really see anybody wanting to, but that's an option. Now, surprisingly, the one thing I do want to say, even though this damn controller feels like it's going to fall apart, and the D-pad feels like it's going to snap at any moment, I showed you, I just barely tugged on it and it like pulls off. While I'm playing these games, while it feels very responsive and actually very comfortable to play Pac-Man anyway, it feels like I'm going to break the damn thing at any moment. It feels like the D-pad's just going to come flying off, or the plastic's going to crack and break. It's definitely not a good thing. This game, screen tearing, I'm seeing some frame skipping. It's just odd. So there's another thing I want to point out. On this controller, you have a rewind, a menu, and a start button. So the start button is up top in the middle, but the one on the bottom right is the one that to me feels like a start button. So if you accidentally hit it, you're going to rewind. It's the rewind button. And it's like, come on, man. Like, what the heck's going on here? So you got to kind of be conscious of that. And the other big thing, these games, look at this, the frame, just the screen tearing and the frame skipping. It's bad, like really bad. I don't care that this is a $20 device. I know somebody's going to be like, well, it's only $20. What do you expect? Well, there's plenty of other options out there that aren't much more expensive that can play these games a lot better than this. So I don't get it, but that's where it's at with this thing. But it has this filter, this smoothing filter going over the games where it looks like somebody just smeared shit all over my TV. I don't know how well that's going to come through on this video recording, but on my monitor, on my TV that I'm playing, it looks bad. Nothing looks crisp. Everything kind of looks muddy and you know, it's you know, this ass blast butt mud all over my TV. This thing, I'm not happy with it. I am not happy with the way the games look, the way they perform. Now, yeah, the controller's cheap and crappy, but it performs all right. I mean, that's the only good thing I could say, is it performs okay. You're not going to lose your, you know, not be able to pay your rent if you buy this thing, unless, you know, you're $20 short on your rent, right? But it's definitely a cheap device. The price is really cheap. I think these things, with the way they're packaged, they do look neat. You look at the box and you're like, oh, this is less than $20. That's kind of cool. Let's buy it. You know, they're gonna sell well, but they're also gonna be bargain bin. You know, Walmart rolling back them prices. It's gonna be $8.88 right after Christmas, guaranteed. This thing is not gonna maintain that price point. I just don't see it. It's gonna be hot for a minute. AtGames stuff always sells decently well, especially during the holidays, which is usually when they're, you know, releasing these things. And I think these are going to do fairly well, especially this one, just because it seems more appealing. It looks like it has arcade-style games on it, even though they're NES versions, you know, versus the other ones, which are just Atari 2600 games, it looks like. So I think the appeal is going to be pretty big for this version. And for casuals, you know, impulse buy, I think some people will be satisfied with this. But my audience, my core audience, those who know what's up, I think are just going to pass up on this. I don't think most of you guys are really going to care for something like this, because we have so many better options to play these games. And just with the way this looks, I'm really baffled. You know, not even so much the filter, but just the frame skipping and the screen tearing. It's unacceptable for these types of games, in my opinion. It almost makes them unplayable, but not quite. But if you're used to playing these games on other platforms, other devices, playing it on this is going to be a little bit jarring. And it's just, for me, it's a pass. I cannot recommend this. It's a pass because it's ass. I mean, I don't know what else to say with this. my Ask Games reviews are never the cleanest of videos because I usually just get so annoyed with these things, and I don't know what I expected this time. I thought maybe I would get some, enjoyment out of this because I love these kind of things. I love having different little gimmicks and devices to play old school games, and I thought something like this would be kind of cool. Pop in the TV, like play with the kids or something, or take it to a friend's house. Quick, simple, easy thing to just pop in, but no, it's not what we got here. We got a quick cash grab for the holidays, and I'm sure it's going to make its few bucks for AtGames. They got to do something since they're not doing that Sega Genesis Mini anymore. Boo-hoo. But do appreciate you guys stopping in, hanging out, watching my video. Let me know what you think of these things. Are you going to grab one? Are you going to pass? Let me know. I mean, it is what it is, guys. Appreciate it. Smash that like button. Make sweet-ass love to that notification bell. Damn it! Subscribe if you haven't done so already. We got a lot of crazy content coming up. A lot of cool things to show off and talk about. So I want you guys to be here for it. And with that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out. Bye-bye. And boom!